Hey, welcome to Honest Trailers Commentaries live from the Italian Riviera. I am Spencer Shea Gilbert. I'm here with Lon Harris and Danielle Radford. And when I say live, it's live yesterday. So this is a pre-tape. Normally we'd give you our thoughts about the trailer, behind the scenes stuff, give you some outtakes, and respond to questions and comments from viewers like you. But it hasn't even come out yet. So we're going to either make some questions up or I will make Lon play the part of annoying audience member and ask as many questions as possible. And then we will move on to a teaser for next week's Honest Trailer, which should be a crazy one. But first, Luca. Not that crazy. Kind of a simple, straightforward Pixar, I don't want to say Good Dinosaur level, but like a mid to above Pixar movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, but I'm probably going to forget about. What did you guys think of Luca?
Yeah, it's a mid, but it's a sweet mid, you know.
I love mids.
I love mids. You know, sometimes you just want a mid. You don't want the whole thing. You don't want to go too crazy.
Sometimes Pixar's, strains of Pixar have gotten too strong and you want to just have some mids.
Seeds are still in this one.
You go for a nice hybrid Pixar. I don't know if we were ready for a sativa Pixar this morning.
Nah, a little bit of a CBD.
Yeah. That Delta.
Lon, you seem to have, based on the notes you sent me, you seem to have really hated this movie.
Well, I do bring the knives out for the Honest Trailer notes, so it was a little harsher than if you just asked me on the street. But yeah, I was a little disappointed. This to me feels like this would be a real good DreamWorks animation movie. Like it does not feel like it really has that. It's a good story, well told. The animation, once again, as always, gotta say it, beautiful. The shading and the way that it uses like the natural looking light and this whole beach town and water effects, once again, like all that stuff looks fantastic. I got no complaints. But in terms of the storytelling, yeah, it feels very simple. It feels kind of superficial at times. Like I just didn't feel like they had as good a handle on what this world was, especially the world under the sea of the sea monsters, and that kind of makes it feel, not to use a water pun, but shallow in some ways. So yeah, it's disappointing for Pixar only because they've set this ridiculously high, crazy standard, and I don't feel like it's up to the level of a Coco or an Inside Out or something that's more on that level.
Okay, well, fair enough. Let's get into our detailed thoughts as we dive deep into the shallows of the Luca Honest Trailer.
We're far from the shallows now.
Hellos.
Ooh. Hey, look at that.
Had you really
the second streaming one.
Soul gave you an existential crisis. Now, the studio that loves to make children stare death in the face asks audiences to consider, what if two fish boys had a fun summer together? Okay, because I could not handle another Coco right now. Luca.
Pause. I mean, this is like a honest commentary within the honest commentary, but I don't see us doing Soul anytime soon. But we never talked about Soul. What do you guys think of Soul?
I didn't watch Soul because much as we say in the thing, I was not ready to have my Soul crushed. Like I was not ready to feel feelings when Soul came out because it was like right in the pandemic, and I was like, "Ooh, feelings! No, thank you." So I went ahead and skipped it. I was very happy that Luca was just like, "Oh, this is just a fun fish story. I like this. I don't have to feel or invest at all."
Yeah.
I the first time I watched Soul, I did not love it. It really took another viewing for it to like sort of click into place. But after I watched it a second time, I really did enjoy it. And the only thing I don't like is there's like this whole subplot where there's like these hippies that figured out how to like meditate and they could cross over to like the world of souls. It's like their god basically, and it's such a dumb sticky thing in the middle of this otherwise very like thoughtful, interesting story that I really hate that stuff. It bugs me every time it comes up, but other than that, I really like Soul.
Yeah, I did too. I think again, the animation incredible in a different way than Luca was. Like they actually do have a lot of versatility in the way they can wow you these days. I feel like there's a little bit of, I don't know, it's hard to have a straightforward script about the meaning of life. But this one, like, I think there was a draft where like he found out that being a teacher in the end was what really mattered to him, but they kind of dropped that thread.
It gets a little weird towards the end in terms of like what it's really trying to say, because it has a lot. That's kind of the difference. Like one, like Soul, like Pixar's going for this real thoughtful, like ruminative kind of depth where it's like this really layered, complicated ideas being shared in the sort of format of this kid story. And Luca goes the opposite way, and it's like no.
It's about being like an outsider and like
it's just a nice story about friendship and acceptance. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Soul, the world that they create, this like afterlife, pre-life limbo, is like, it's really fascinating. And I kept waiting in Luca for them to do something like that with Sea Monster Society. It's just so hard to relate to like the parents and Luca's predicament. It's like, do they want him to like go to Ocean College, or do they want him to literally live in this cave around this one island, and that's the only place there are sea monsters? Like, I just don't understand what the parents' vision for him was.
I mean, as far as the lack of world building goes, or the shallowness of the premise, it's like, is that a thing in Italy and like Italian folklore that we just aren't familiar with? Like, they're like, of wcourse, the sea monster world, like where is it, Iceland and the fairies and stuff like that?
I don't think so. I read a thing with the director where he was saying they were inspired by like they show some of them, like those decorations, like those mosaics or whatever of like fishermen wrestling with monsters, and then maps. They were saying like on old maps, there would be like
put the little
here be monsters in the unexplored areas. Like they were saying that. I don't think it's a direct line from like Italian tradition to this movie.
That's not like the Italian Thor sea monster or whatever.
And like, oh yes, the neurotic Jewish mother underwater with her children.
Just wants him to stay a shepherd. Don't chase waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and lakes you're used to. That's it.
Oh, that would have been
what a missed opportunity for a Maya Rudolph cover there. That would have been great.
All right, keep going.
Luca. After the trailers made it look like Call Me By Your Name for kids, prepare for what Luca is actually about. A sea creature obsessed with the surface who comes out thanks to the encouragement of an older boy that enters a pasta eating contest to win a scooter they don't need and decides he'd rather go to astronomy school instead. Is it kind of breezy and unfocused by Pixar standards? Sure. Is it better than the last 5 DreamWorks movies? Yes. Will it make you wish you were a cartoon who gets to live in Pasta Town? Of course it will. You're not a monster. Journey.
Yeah, pause. I mean, I think it maybe just hit me at the right time, but I appreciated that it wasn't trying to tell me what my life's purpose was. That it was like, remember those fun summers? Here's one. This looks nice. I guess you're just either in the mood for that or not. And I thought Luca hit me in that spot.
I was totally in the mood for that. It made me really want some pesto. It made me want to gallivant and remember like what it was like to be 13 and have those summers that you feel like are going to change your life, and then everything goes back to normal.
Yeah,
I double feature this with.
I'm not arguing that. It's a nice movie that I enjoyed. I just feel like Pixar has created these like iconic classics of the genre, and it's not one of those.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think a good double feature with this would be the film Side Out. It reminds me of those fun summers when you're working as a paralegal and you get really into beach volleyball instead. You team up with an aging over-the-hill volleyball star to win the cup.
That's where I messed up when I was a paralegal. Not enough volleyball.
You need to wear head-to-toe Massimo tracksuits and play beach volleyball.
But we do have a Massimo in this. So
we do have a Massimo. Yeah, perfect.
But it would be like if Inside Out, like halfway through the movie, he also discovered a love of like astronomy, where you're just like, how does this fit in with the story I'm already being told?
He wanted to explore the world. Yeah.
It just feels like there's like 8 different elements and we just kind of jump between them. It's a little messy. I don't know.
Would have been better if it was astrology.
Yes, much better.
Yeah, if he was just constantly like irritating everybody by asking about their like signs and like the exact time of day they were born.
I mean, he's very gullible.
What's your rising?
Okay, keep going.
To that region of Italy where everyone knows Italian.
Piacere, trollamo trombetta.
Buongiorno, signor consigliere, dove sto io? Perfetto, ciao.
But they prefer to speak the English like this.
Pasta in Liguria at the
Yes,
price
thank you for
every
that.
family
Otherwise,
can
I
afford.
couldn't understand what they're saying.
Landscapes and sweeping vistas that feel real enough to touch, while all the characters get the bean-shaped head and oval smile of every other cartoon made in the last 10 years. Oh, great. Now Pixar looks the same, too. Meet Luca.
Pause. I stumbled across this huge controversy of the Cal art style. Do you guys know about this?
Yes.
Oh boy, yes.
Yes.
I guess I've been blissfully ignorant, and mostly it's people shrieking about their Thundercats. But when you do see it all, it's like, yeah, this is definitely a animation trend that has taken hold, and it's like, I don't know, you could definitely place this as in line with the 2010s to 2020 style of character animation, right?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
Oh, yeah.
Adventure Time that popularized
Yeah, Adventure Time for
this?
sure.
I feel like that was the first place
regular
where
show.
That's part of it. Steven
Yeah.
Universe for sure.
Steven Universe regular show. Like right now, there's a whole litany you can name that look kind of like that. Infinity Train. But I feel like Adventure Time was maybe the one that sold everybody on all your cartoons have to look this way now.
Right. And I don't think that's due to a conspiracy to take your sexy cats away. I think that's just a lack of risk-taking in Hollywood. Or rather, it's like, oh, this worked, so let's do more things like this that you see in every facet of the entertainment industry.
It's also one big show, like an Adventure Time. A lot of the story artists and writers and animators branch out from that and create their own projects. So it's not crazy that after there's a huge groundbreaking animated show, you'd get some other shows following it its way to kind of look in the same way that like BoJack and Tuca and Birdie, like Lisa Hannawalt, animated and designed both of those shows. So it's not surprising that they kind of look similar. Like that's her style.
No, Lon, it's about cat boobs.
Well, right, yes. It's also about cat.
Okay, keep going.
Boy who works under the sea finding Nemos. He's this generation's version of the Little Mermaid. But when this fish out of water also wants to be where the people are, he'll have to escape his Jewish Italian mermom.
If I have to send you to the bottom of the ocean to keep you safe, so be it.
By teaming up with Mac's mom.
I beat a guy at cards there once.
You don't find me attractive?
No.
And run away with Alberto, a cartoon as free-spirited as Jack Dylan Grazer doing a junket interview.
Fire, 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 fire,
You were
fire.
yelling that a lot.
I bought a houseboat.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I have no money left.
Who is your favorite Batman?
Oh, great question. Well, there's countless. I would say George Clooney or Val Kilmer.
How much blood?
Bleeding, because when I puke, I puke.
Where's the...
Yeah, pause.
These two
I had no idea who this guy was until I guess now it's like, oh yeah, he's that kid from those things. But what a fun interview, man. People really usually phone in junkets because they're so tired to be there, and I'm sure he will soon, 2 or 3 movies from now. But we've got him at a really exciting time in his life where he still has the energy to have fun during his 17th interview with geekbook.biz or whatever. So there's a lot to choose from. I recommend everybody watch like Jack Dylan Grazer's best junket moments because he's always goofing around.
Very young to have carved out like a recognizable persona. Like he's basically playing himself in this movie at age like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to have already established like, here's the Jack Dylan Grazer bit. I'm going to do like other actors you could see being like, we're looking for a Jack Dylan Grazer type at this point, and you'd know what that means. Like that's impressive to be his.
I think
his
I'm gonna.
age.
I think at this point I'm gonna Justin Timberlake in the Facebook him and say, "Drop the Dylan. It's cleaner."
Just Jack Grazer.
All right, keep going.
Together, these two wet little scamps will team up with Third Wheel Julia to explore a rich world of mustache characters, like Massimo, a one-armed man without a tragic backstory for his disability. What?
This is how I came into the world.
Signora Marciglese, an Italian entrepreneur who's not part of the mob? Wait, you can do that? And Ercole, a jackass bully without some weepy excuse for why he turned out that way? Come on, they're breaking all the movie
Pause.
rules. Quick,
I liked that. I liked that, but Lon, you didn't. You didn't like that there was no.
Oh, I didn't feel the need for like explain, like give us the bullying backstory. I just felt like what a dumb. He's cardboard. He's only there to be an antagonist to Luca. It doesn't feel like there's an inner life. There's a real character, or there's really even a reason for him to be there.
Sometimes
like,
people are just jerks, Lon. Sometimes people are just jerks.
I don't know. Every moment with him just felt like super perfunctory. Like you know exactly who that.
You're super
is.
perfunctory.
Yeah,
sometimes people are mean.
I guess like I don't think I can think of a single Pixar villain who's that cardboard thin, like where it's just like bad guy, hates everything, mean for no reason.
Also, in addition, when we're talking about the tropes that they kind of avoid, 2 parents. Everyone's except for poor what's his name, other fish boy.
Alberto doesn't have parents. He's
Alberto doesn't have parents, of
Classic
course.
orphan.
But to make up for it, even Julia's got a mom who lives in town. Like that's kind of great.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, so it's not like I need like a crew. We do that joke, but it's not like I need like a prequel where it's like a fish killed his dad or whatever. But I don't know. I wanted there to be something else to that character, like Syndrome or like a Pixar bad guy where there's humanity to it, even as they're the antagonist for our hero.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Let's make that joke.
Rather than just like, hey, I'm a weasel. Okay, you're just mean and awful.
Now the movie rules. Quick Disney, make a prequel where a mob of fish eats Dad's arm and kills the bully's parents. Phew. And they better explain how he got that sweater, too. More lore, more lore. Come on, everybody, more lore. Come on, do it with me. More lore, more. So dive in to another Pixar thing that you could poke full of holes if that's what makes you happy. Like when you're part fish, isn't this considered murder? Isn't this considered genocide? And does someone at Pixar own Vespa stock?
Yeah, pause. I mean, we were talking about that before we started rolling of like, I guess, because like we think the fish under the sea the sea creatures must eat other fish, right? Otherwise, why would they kill their friend?
I mean, yeah, he's like a fish shepherd. Yeah. Like that's his whole job as a fish shepherd. And then when we see them eating, they don't specifically eat fish. And I was trying to figure out if sea cucumbers have a soul, which I don't think we ever landed on.
I mean, could it be their eggs? They're herding fish for their fish eggs?
like they could milk the fish.
Yeah.
Like they love
the fish.
How you do?
Like it's caviar. I don't know. This is what I mean. Like it all just felt kind of like, well, they're Italian, so they're shepherds, so they got to shepherd something. Goat fish, haha.
Yeah. You did point out it was like kind of Chekhov's fish. Like they kind of set up that this is a seafood village, but no one ever eats seafood.
Yeah,
like he chops up fish heads and throws them in the garbage. But there was never. I guess that was too dark for kids. Of like they explicitly like served them their mom's head on like a platter or something, or their like old fish dog friend head.
That's what I'm saying. Like it seems like they eat fish and it's not a big deal to them. But like dead fish don't terrify and horrify them. So I would assume you could just serve them a plate of fish. It's just weird to have the whole town constantly catching fish, gutting and preparing fish, and then exclusively eating linguine with pesto.
Yeah.
That's the only food that they eat. It's also just stereotypical. Like that's not like I know in America we think that's what Italians eat every meal, but it's like not really.
Well, this is I also couldn't really place this in time. Was this supposed to be like the 50s?
The 50s and 60s.
50s, yeah.
50s and 60s.
It's like the era where the director was growing up in Italy.
Yeah.
Because I definitely had a period in like the 2000s where I also thought the Vespa was the coolest thing in the world. However, I don't drive, so don't listen to me on car stuff.
Yeah, I also had a period in that time where I only ate pasta. So
I always just think of Eddie Izzard's impression of an Italian person on a Vespa. It's like ciao.
I have never been tempted by a Vespa. This movie didn't push me over the edge, but they tried. Let's keep playing. Let's roll all the Vespa stock.
It's just the greatest thing that humans ever made. The Vespa.
It's so beautiful.
Yes, we need it.
Wouldn't it be amazing to have a real Vespa?
We'd swim right over to Vespa Town. Track down Senor Vespa. Vespa.
Vespa.
Vespa.
Vespa.
Vespa.
Wild Vespas!
Hey, stop looking. She's too beautiful for you.
But it's a sweet, short little film with a nice message that you can watch for free with your Loki subscription. And in that one inevitable moment in every Pixar movie that makes you cry, at least you won't be doing it in front of a theater full of children.
What's funny, Daddy?
Go back to your room. Daddy's remembering
So
what
pause.
freedom felt like.
This was going to be my daughter's first appearance on an Honest Trailer, but she was asleep during the time when we needed to do this. So that's our producer Max Dionne, his child Joni. So well done, Joni. That was some beautiful VO.
Bravura performance. Apparently, Joni's in a phase where she will repeat anything that Max says to her.
Yeah.
So be fortunate that we only threw.
Well, I think we have some clips of the session that we might play during the outtakes. So more to come on that. But yes, congratulations, Joni. And we'll find a spot for little Gilbert at some point soon for Honest Trailer babies. Okay, keep going.
Starring Hook, Wine, and Sinker, Peer Pressure, Manic Pasta Dream Girl, Bellissimo, Maya Rudolph, Professional Cartoon Mom. Fish don't even like fish, you know? That's why they're always frowning. They're like, what's that smell? Oh, it's me. I'm a fish. And Borat, subsequent movie fish.
Whale carcass.
Chum and Chummer. Worst part about this movie? Now I'm sad and hungry, which usually means I'm heading straight to the Olive Garden.
I've never been to an Olive Garden. Have you guys?
Oh yeah.
Wait, in your life you've never?
No, I always because you can go to Olive Garden here, or you can go to Buca de Beppo, which I promise you is superior, even having never been to an Olive Garden.
No,
you don't have like a.
I mean, I don't think the food at Buca de Beppo is that great either, but it is better than Olive Garden.
Yeah, Olive Garden is where you go after like your senior play. Like if they're still open, like that's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, everybody, like you finished up, you did a great job on Little Women, and now you get to go have a never-ending pasta bowl.
It very much feels like if there were a like drive-through fast food Italian, like that's not a concept. But if it were like, if there were like a McDonald's that was like Giovanni's, and you just get a box of pasta, like that's what Olive Garden food tastes like.
Which is crazy that there isn't.
It's not bad. Sometimes you're in the mood for it. But
how is there not a drive-through Italian restaurant?
Because it's not great car.
We can fix that. This is America. We can turn anything into car food.
I mean, you could do like they do like those fried rice balls at Italian restaurants. You could do those and then like a fried pasta ball concept.
I mean, there's that, I think it's Filipino fast food place, Jollibee, and they'll give you they'll give you just a bag of pasta with your burger.
They will.
Yeah. But then, we need a one-hand pasta. Comments sound off on your ideas for one-handed pasta.
For all we know, Wendy could be Italian. We don't know where.
We need to figure out that the in and out. Like, will you be dining in your car? Like, what's the pasta equivalent of this? We need that.
If you could get a single noodle, we'll talk about this later because I don't want to give away trade secrets on this show.
I mean, they are in Luca. They're just picking up handfuls of pasta and eating it. So, like, we're on our way.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we could, instead of innovating with the food, we could just lower our standards to the point where we just are reaching into
be the salivating dogs that we are. Well, I mean, if you focused on a scoopable, like a rotini, as opposed to like a linguine or spaghetti, you know.
Yeah, maybe like a gun that shoots ravioli. I feel like Americans would be into that.
I think the answer, honestly, we all know, for American palates, the answer is frying it. If you fry it, it becomes holdable in a hand.
Yeah.
So like a fried ravioli, a fried macaroni
That's true.
ball,
if you have the entire
a
Italian dinner in like a hubcap of dough and you just lower it into the fryer.
Oh my God.
Much like the Crunchwrap Supreme, which is the superior way to deliver Taco Bell. Okay.
It's like fast food big night.
Well, like Buca de Beppo, like it's family style. We just have fried an entire Italian
the fast food big night.
together.
It's just the entire drum, and everybody just takes bites out of it. All right, keep going. Or no, that's it. That's the end of the trailer, right?
It's the end.
Let's see some deleted scenes and maybe a little Joni special feature.
Asks audiences to consider, what if two fish boys had a fun summer together? Really? That's it? And the hero has two living parents? Are we sure this wasn't Sony? Luca. Oh, great. Now Pixar looks the same, too. This is the wrong lesson to take away from anime.
Joe got mad at that.
Starring a fish called Luca, Johnny Splash, CFF, Lil Orphan Albie, Santa Crafty Singles, Gargamel, Mama Maya, and the Ollie C Show. Spaghetti Western, The Shapeshift of Water, Splash Fiction, Finima Paradiso. If the parents are convinced humans are going to kill Luca, why are they constantly trying to reveal him in front of everybody?
What's wrong, Daddy?
You gotta get that dig.
What's wrong, Daddy?
What's wrong, Daddy?
What's wrong?
What's wrong, Daddy?
What's wrong, Daddy?
Okay, great. We'll try again later.
Yeah, that take 3 was good.
Perfect. Yeah. I hope we use take 3. Yeah, that's great. It's awesome and terrifying that kids will just like do whatever you say at that age. Well, within reason. Like
the temptation for me to say like Bush did 9/11 or something.
To get them to say dumb stuff.
At least the Snyder cut. She learned it herself. I don't know.
Yeah, I think about the Kung Pao quote a lot. We trained him wrong as a joke, as a parent, and considerate. But now we'll teach her how things really are.
Fine, I'll teach her about the world,
about the actual world.
Give her tools to thrive.
Take her to the Olive Garden.
Yeah, fine.
You should take her to the Olive Garden.
I know.
It's a formative experience.
Yeah, definitely formative for both of us. All right. This is normally where we would answer comments and questions from the commenters. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Because I'm fine to just not do that and go have reclaim our time.
I honestly think
reclaiming our time.
I honestly think the biggest one that the fans would have asked, honestly, you answered, which was the why you didn't do a Pixar movie like a Soul, but did do this one. I do think people wonder why we don't do Soul or Coco, but you already kind of explained that one. So it's hard for me to predict what else.
Did we? I don't have a full explanation on that. I just do whatever Spencer emails me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I do whatever. I'm just trying to be popular. I do whatever people are talking about right now, unless there's a good reason to do otherwise. And I'm sure at the time there was something more popular than Soul.
Well, Soul it came out on Christmas Day. So we were on,
we were also
on vacation. And by the time we got back, I guess, presumably we were just by the time we got back, we must have just been there's so much to do.
Coco might have been the one where we look at it I don't know what to do with this. Because I find Pixar movies, though this one was easy enough, but Pixar movies to be the most difficult to make jokes about because they're really good and they also are cartoons. So you can't really talk about the logic of them because it's a cartoon and it's ostensibly made for children. So,
I know Toy Story 4 was a really tough one because it's self-aware and it's funny and it's poking fun at itself. So
and it's the fourth one.
Yeah, what are you gonna say? You know?
Yeah. So they can be really tricky. And then Coco, we of course people would have been mad if we didn't do original music covers or at least of the big songs from that one.
Boy.
And it's just let's just do Demolition Man. In fact, let's do Demolition Man.
Have we not ever done?
We haven't done Demolition Man, which is crazy.
Man.
So that's going on the schedule after this.
Yeah.
But too late because we can't completely decommit from what we do have coming up next week.
Yes.
Which is something that I think for Honest Trailers, it's going to go completely off the rails, but that's we hope you enjoy it. It'll be different. And if not, don't worry. I'm sure we'll do Loki after that or something.
we got a month left, but then we'll
yeah, exactly. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Assuming you are, we don't know. This is the past, and I hope the future is treating you just as well. Lon, Danielle, thank you for joining me. See y'all soon. Bye bye.